Hello everyone, how are we all doing? I'm seeing lots of people from YouTube and Twitch. That's actually great. It's nice to see people on both. Really awesome to see you all. We have a very, very exciting stream for you today. We're meeting some really, really wonderful devs behind these creations. I'll be introducing them in just a moment. Yeah, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be chatting to them. We've got a few questions to them. They might even have some questions for us about Creator and such like that. Please, if you're in the chat, please give us some questions in there as well. I'm sure we'd love to field some stuff from you guys. We'd love to hear from you, and even if you've got any sort of lovely compliments and stuff to do with their game Crayload, which I'm really excited to play and to get into. So let's, without further ado, let me introduce everyone. So we've got a bit of a different setup today. I had to set this up rather quickly because I wanted everyone on camera and our background doesn't set up for that. But we, first of all, I'm obviously joined with Jogo, our marketing game designer in Creator. Say hi, Jogo.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Jogo will be setting up most of the, doing a lot of the questions today for our lovely team. Yeah, if you three would like to introduce yourselves. So this is our three people from CC Creations from the company Ziax, who've been a part of our Liftoff program. But yeah, if you want to, Rubik, if you would like to go first.
Hello, I'm Luke, but everyone calls me Rubik because, as you will find out shortly, there are two Lukes. So, yes, everyone refers to me as Rubik. I am a director at Ziax, and I lead the development side of things, and really enjoy messing around with Creator and doing things that probably shouldn't be done with the game engine, but I really enjoy breaking the rules and creating fun and exciting game concepts in it.
Yeah, Eliza, if you want to go next.
Hi, I'm Eliza and I was the project manager on the Crayload game.
Awesome. And Luke.
Hello. Oh, does that work? Great intro, isn't it?
Great intro.
Hi,
yeah.
I'm Luke. I'm one of the other directors at Ziax. I work a lot on the creative side with the company, and like Rubik, having an awful lot of fun creating cool stuff on the creator platform. And yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's really, really lovely to meet you all, and I hope you're all excited, as I am, to sort of chat and get to know you and stuff. But yeah, I'll mostly be leading this to Jogo. Jogo's going to be sort of running a lot of the chat here. But yeah, so we're just going to talk to you for a little bit, and then I'm going to jump into load into Crayload so that we can start playing that as we chat. But yeah, I guess the first thing is you can sort of do is just tell us a little bit about. Tell us a little bit. Give us an overview of the game, a very brief overview. If you were to explain Crayload in one sentence.
Push payload.
That's okay.
A bit longer. You need to push the payload from the start and push it to the end. The defenders have to stop you pushing it to the end. This is more than one sentence. This is gone bad.
Many sentences.
No, that's really. I'm really excited to play. I think I'm in the lobby now. So yeah, over to you, Jogo. If you want to start, what questions have you got for this lovely, lovely team?
Well, my first important question is, what is your favourite fish? No, wait, that's the
Oh my
wrong...
god, no, wrong interview, wrong interview. This is next week.
Yes. yeah, that's when... Right, next week. So, like I said, first thing I want to know is, tell us a little bit about Ziax and CC Creations. Who are you and what brought you here and how?
So at Ziax, we are a gaming company, and our roots are in Minecraft. That's where we originally started. We run a Minecraft server called CubeCraft, and we wanted to expand out and try other things. I was browsing Twitter one day and found an advert that said exactly that. It was like, do you make games in Minecraft? We're looking for creators. I was like, hold on a minute, that's me.
Targeted marketing strikes again.
Yes. And I just was reading and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So one weekend I downloaded Creator and started playing around with it. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, how does this work? And then I found the create button and then ended up in one of so I ended up in an editor world. And I think I clicked on something. I did a script or something. I was still a bit lost. I really wasn't sure what was going on. But then I clicked on the edit button and it brought up code editor, and I went, "What on earth?" And I was just like, "I'm in love," because never had I opened a game before and just started coding in the middle of it. And I'm a big fan of coding, and so I was just like, "Oh, I've got to learn this." And so started playing around with it. I managed to create some weird things. I basically followed the tutorials that were on the website and then sort of went a bit off script and did some stuff like exploding barrels with it all. And even that code lasts to this day. It still exists inside Crayload. The exploding barrels inside Crayload are from that very
Oh,
first
really?
thing that I did messing around. I was like, "Oh, I'll take that code and I'll use that here
We
instead."
definitely need to see this in
yeah.
a moment. We definitely need to see this. So, Luke and Eliza, when Rubik came in and said, "Right, is this thing, and we want to get involved with it," what was your reaction?
Well, I remember being in a meeting, and when the meeting ended, I think it was our normal BizOps meeting, and Rubik was like, "I found this really cool game." I was like, "Well, what game is this?" And then he was showing me what he did, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty interesting." I was like, "Oh, we need to play this, we need to play this." So we started playing it, and I then joined the editor and started creating weird things. And because I come from a Minecraft background, I started designing builds that were slightly too small. I didn't take into account the size of the actual character. So I had this really, really tiny house, and I was like, if only there was a scale. There was no scale at the time. But yeah, and then me and Rubik just started making cool stuff, and Eliza came in, and yeah, it just kind of went from there. And we just thought it had so many possibilities. I remember the first time I played Minecraft and thought it had so much potential, and I felt exactly the same about Crater. It just has so many interesting tools that allow you to just create whatever you want. So we got very hyped about it in the office. It was very good.
That's fantastic.
I love that.
Yeah, and congratulations on getting past the blinking cursor when you open a script window, I think. There's two types of people who leap into excitement when they see the blinking cursor, and then people like me who freeze.
Yeah. I have a question because I want to get into
Lights.
I have a question because I want to get into one of these games. I mean, this really wonderful starting area, like you call it, it's your lobby, right? So, I really love that you've actually built like a small version of the worlds around it. I mean, while I was Luke, you were talking. I'm really sorry, but I got distracted. I jumped on top of the car and was just teleporting 100 miles an hour, and was just going. I was just on top of the car, going through the portals back and forth as Vilva danced past me. It's rather quite.
It's what the lobby's for.
It's what the lobby's
I've spent
for.
so many hours just walking around a lobby aimlessly, jumping around. So we added a few little Easter eggs. Rubik's made a very cool one when Crater went down for maybe 10 or 20 minutes, which he could probably show you.
Okay. In the lobby?
Yeah, it's in the lobby. It's when you first added
Show me.
the NPCs, I believe.
Okay. Who am I following? What's your outfit? Are you the... Oh, there's a button! Okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
just
go
push
to
the button in the center here.
Oh my god! That's... Can I make them disappear again? No, they're here forever now. I love stuff like that so much.
Yeah, I think this might be a new rule that all games have to have some kind of magic button and a group of cheerleaders.
It sounds like a group... Everyone needs a group of cheerleaders in their life, Joko.
Yeah, you're mine. You're mine, AJ.
Am I your cheer? I'm everyone's cheer. No,
Really?
Andy.
Yes.
Andy Sargent is our cheerleader. Let's be honest.
Ah,
Andy Sargent, who does our tutorials, if you don't know him, he's the most positive, affirming person in the world. He will always tell you you're doing amazing. He's really wonderful. I have a question for Eliza quickly because I want to get into one of these games. Obviously, you're the project manager on this, and everyone says they don't have a favourite child, but they do. Everyone. If you were to choose one of these three maps, which one of them is your favourite child?
Oh, I would have to say
I
love colour.
Okay.
So I would have to go for the neon map.
Right.
The neon city map.
Okay.
Because like it's dark and it's like the neon really pops. Like it's such a vibe. It's a bit different, like compared to the Western map, like the Hanksville map. You'll notice like the maps kind of have like a past, present, future vibe. Yeah, that was unintentional, and then we were like, this is great.
You were like, that works. That sounds like we should tell that was the whole idea.
Yeah, this was the vision. That was it. So
That's the whole vision from the start, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll head over to the neon map then. We'll load into that one. I'm excited because this is the one I haven't played. I've played the other two. Please let me know, by the way, in chat if how the sound is. I've obviously got a lot of input going on, so do let me know if I need to play with the levels. But yeah, anyway, so let's get into this. If someone who's in America, by the way, could share a link, because these are only they're 6 players, which is a perfect number for these kind of style games. We'd love to make sure that you're in games with each other. So if someone who's in America could put a link in the chat for a launch, that'd be really awesome. But yeah, Jogo, what question have you got next while we're playing this lovely new map?
Well, I'm really interested. When you started with Crater and you started working on the project, what brought you to do a payload game? What was the original idea? What brought you to this particular game when you had this probably an enormous blank page of ideas you could pursue?
So very much like in the early stages of playing, of me learning how to make stuff in Crater, I play quite a lot of Overwatch myself. And
Same. Who did you main?
Who do I main? I'm a big Sigma fan.
I loved Sigma. Good shot.
Yeah, and so I was just like, I really would love to see a Payload game. And I think at the time I couldn't find any. And so I was like, you know what we need to make? A Payload game. And so I had this great idea of, I'll make this in a weekend. Turns out making a game in a weekend is still quite a challenge. And so in the end, I managed to get as far as kind of making a Payload move. And then this is sort of about the time that I brought it up with the team. They suggested that we look into this further. And that's basically how the rest of the team ended up getting involved on the on making a Payload game.
I was just assassinated by an ice cream. So I like turned the corner and they were just aiming at my face. I'm sorry, that was. Yeah, I think we've had payloads have been really difficult sort of thing to do because I think generally they're quite big maps, and I think in the early sort of days of Crater it was really hard to do anything too huge. People were sort of going for mini games. There has been one. That I've seen, I believe, if Daigoro is in the chat, I've seen him say a couple of things. He had a go at one, he did it like a moving, it was a train. It wasn't in the same respects as this one, it was more like, I think it was a push and pull kind of thing, so it had to go one way or the other. But I think he had some sort of some performance stuff on that, but that's the only one of all the thousands of games in Crater, that's the only one I've really seen made before. So I think it was a really, really smart choice to go for this style of game.
Yeah, Eliza, when Rubik said, I think we can make a Payload game and I can do it in a weekend, did you believe him?
I was just like, I don't have a lot of experience with project management at the minute. Like, I'm just like, I started, like, I'm at the end of my apprenticeship here.
Oh, awesome.
So at first I was like, okay, whatever you say, like if you can do it, and then soon enough.
Good apprentice words.
Are you okay?
You're like, I was always told that when you're in those sort of roles, they're like, can you ride a horse? Yes. No, I can't, but I'll learn.
Yeah, basically. So it's like you go into it with the attitude of like, yeah, I could do anything. Like, this is great. And then soon enough, I was like, are you okay? This is not a weekend job.
To be honest,
anytime a project manager asks you, are you okay? You know that things aren't going well.
no, it's fine. I definitely believe in Rubik. In the past, we've made many games within 4 or 5 days before, and it just started with a random conversation, jumping around a lobby, and then it turned into something bigger. And especially with Ziax, we really try to empower young people. that's where we all started. Like myself, I started as a volunteer for the company, and then kind of worked my way up. But we've worked with a lot of different apprentices, and Eliza's been fantastic so far. So far, Eliza, no pressure.
So far.
No, I joke. Eliza's amazing. But yeah, Rubik does pull off a lot of crazy things, but also massive credit to our team that we've assembled in this. Like, all of them have been fantastic.
Yeah, just to call out everyone that worked on it. It's in your thing, but just I know you've put it on the I think it might be on the forum or something. But yeah, if you want to mention the other people that were involved in making this.
Yeah,
so
go on, Eliza.
our designers are Reese, Mad Raver, you might have seen him on the Discord, he's pretty active. Ron G and Jack, and then our developers are Ty and Josh. So shout out to you guys. You're just killing it. They're really.
I am being absolutely slaughtered right now.
So am I. Like, how are you all so good at this?
So I've got Rubik and Eliza and Ginger Z on my team. We are not great versus. Like, I'm sorry. I love us. I believe in us. I believe in us. But Hisakan on the other team has 18 kills. 18. Hisakan, what outfit are you wearing? Because I want to know how to focus on you.
Just kick him off the server.
Just kick him. Honestly, he's the. I'm yet to find a game that he's not good at.
We're gonna win.
Oh, I'm just dying every time.
I know. I'm really sorry. I'm definitely letting the team down. I'm considering like I was involved heavily in this. I'm still bad at it.
I think I would consider myself to be quite good at games. I'm not good at shooters. It's just not a game I've ever really. I don't have quick reflexes. I'm too busy like, ooh, look at that pretty UI, and I'm dead. Like, I'm very easily distracted.
Well,
Do you have a
in the
favourite
game,
class
so you're
yet?
going to witness some poor play now.
Oh no.
What are you doing? Who's in your because you're not in my Jogo,
No,
are
I
you?
think I'm in a different...
Hold G, tell me who's in your game.
I've just typed G into my Google Doc now.
Shows how much you're contributing
Yeah.
to your team right now.
No, it's just me and one other player.
Oh no! You should put
Yeah.
you should put a link out and get some people in joining you.
Yeah, well, I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on with our questions because I'd like to talk about some of the sort of the design and game production problems because I've got a long history as a game designer, so I've been through this quite a lot. But I'm interested in sort of how you guys dealt with some of the creative design challenges you encountered when you were making Crayload, because I'm sure a lot of our creators go through this process as well. They sort of have a wonderful idea, and when they get into it, they discover all the obstacles and the problems. So what were the big challenges that you hit, and what do you wish that somebody had told you before you began?
I would say like I think AJ said before, like at the beginning it wasn't really very supportive to big games, and we had big ideas like with the maps and everything. We had super big ideas for design, so we had the idea of like, hey, how big can this game get before it starts lagging beyond belief. Turns out we ran into that issue a lot sooner than expected, so our designers were doing a lot of like condensing and trying to remove collision off things, because at that point as well, like it was all new, so we were just trying what we could, and then so we didn't really know what made a difference, but then you guys brought in mesh scaling, and that helped with our percentage of assets of the game and stuff like that, so that helped a lot. But yeah, that was one of the big things as well. It's just basically just lag and latency, I would say, is the biggest one. I don't know if you want to play another map, but you can see like the design in all of the maps are really different to each other, but they had a lot of fun with like the images you could import in Creator. But yeah, you'll maybe be able to see it like, especially in this map, that you might be able to see like some like holograms. I think there's a teapot somewhere.
The teapot has been mentioned by a couple of people on the Discord as being
the
super cool.
The gingerbread people in cryogenic pods. Is there something you want to tell us about your attitude towards gingerbread?
They want them to live forever, Jogo.
Yes, yeah. Are they? I mean, are they dead? Are the gingerbread people dead?
I thought you were gonna ask if they're edible. I was like, I don't know.
I want to know if they're dead first before I can
well-
eat them.
This factory literally makes them, so if you want them fresh, then head over to the factory. That's all I can suggest.
Alright, fine, I shall do that.
I think we're gonna do a couple. Oh, I love this. It's like a knitted orb. Oh, I love these floating UI pieces. They're really, really cool. Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna play at least a couple rounds, as in so 2 sets of 2 rounds in each map at least, so we can really think. I've just noticed, press V to use your item. Have you hidden items around the map?
No, so if you buy something from the shop...
Where's the shop?
There are a couple shops dotted around, and every kill is a skull, and you gain more skulls, you can buy more things.
I only have 2.
But yeah, we were kind of running out of keys, because obviously there's like a grenade of some sort that comes out with your class. So it's V to place down, whether it be a bear trap, or a different sort of grenade, or whichever.
No. Oh, no, Hisakan! Oh, Hisakan's the... I already know... See, this is what I mean. I normally know Hisakan, because he's normally got the clown outfit.
There is a rocket launcher as well. That replaces your primary weapon, so...
Oh, what, somewhere? In the shop.
You can buy a rocket launcher. It's very OP, so it's expensive.
Don't tell Hisakan about that, because he'll just grief AJ even more.
Oh, honestly.
So everybody's obviously having a great time with Crayload tonight. How easy was it to actually make the game fun? What was the balance between making the game really fun and just getting it made? Did you sort of start off with a day 1 prototype that was lots of fun, and then you just built on top of that, or did you spend a lot of time in the wilderness trying to get the actual enjoyment out of the game?
We started on the western map, and then we kind of had to add a couple bits here and there to make it fun, so like more obstacles or exploding barrels and different like levels to it. And in the mall map you'll see there's like 2 levels, and like there's an upstairs and a downstairs, like you'll be able to see that when we play. And then in this map there's multiple different levels, multiple different routes, so they all vary really, but I'm not really sure. Rubik, what do you think, like in terms of making it fun? Like,
yeah, there was like definitely loads of iterations on stuff, as you mentioned. Like the western map, we had to add like extra cover and things because it was just a messy free for all. We also iterated on the design of the spawn protection, because originally we didn't have any spawn protection, and then we kind of just ran into this issue where we effectively were just being spawn camped by the enemy team, and it's not the most fun thing in the world to just be spawn camped.
No.
And so obviously that had to change, and that's where the spawn protection came from. And then we go through like a bunch of bouncing of the guns and all that. And also we made sure to focus a lot on the performance side of things, because a game that lags is not ideal. Like obviously writing poorly performant code's not really going to help, so we made sure to iterate on those ideas and improve wherever possible. And yeah, I'm very happy with how everything turned out. Certainly very addictive if I stop taking it so seriously.
I'm literally like, everyone will die and I will win. Yes! Sorry.
So did you find yourself adding stuff to the maps or taking stuff away? What was the main thing that the designers had to do?
I would say with the western map it was adding, because when you think of like a I guess like a desert sort of cowboy-esque thing, you imagine something quite open, so it was hard to like kind of busy that up. And as you can see in this one here, there's like random little NPCs everywhere. Like you might have seen them if you've run past them. There's a guy that like squirts ketchup and stuff. And I just think it really adds. I just think the detail was really like made it come together a lot better towards the end of it, when it was really like the fine
Yeah, was gonna say, yeah, everywhere I look, there's another thing to look at, and another way to go, and another level. Sorry, I'm sniping at the moment, so I'm very...
Still sniping.
Die! Sorry, I killed the person who's been killing everyone, so I'm very happy. Oh, we need to get some more people in this game. We're missing a couple of people. Let's get.
I'm gonna try hop in again.
Okay. I am gonna pop a link in the chat though, so we can fill the game up. There were two.
It does make me wonder if we do actually have it set at 8 players. I can't remember.
I think we have it at 8 players. Yeah.
I think it might be an 8-player game.
That's fine. That works. We will be playing both maps. We're just gonna play this last round of this map, and then we are gonna head over to another map after that.
Yeah, so
This is my first.
In your game session. So
Yeah, you're on the other team though, so die.
Yeah, well, you can watch me humiliate myself as.
No, we got this.
I am the least useful player.
That's okay. That's good for me.
It's that AJ cheerleading.
Yeah.
I just got immediately.
I didn't say I was a positive cheerleader.
So I just want to say thank you, Silver, for humiliating me live on YouTube.
They have like 20 something kills. I'm absolutely.
Hisakan, yeah, he's a shooter maniac. Maniac.
Oh, Vilva as well.
Oh wait. Oh, Vilva has 22 kills. Goodness, Vilva, you're smashing it today.
So how did you get all the gameplay really nicely balanced like this? Did you actually have lots of players from within your company, or how did you get people in to actually do all the balance testing so you get it right?
We got a lot of our team involved. Just tend to invite out everyone. We invite because we have a few team members who are in-house and a few members who are remote, and we invited the entire creator team up to our office, and we did some play testing, and it was a whole lot of fun. And we soon learnt the sniper is quite OP, and we needed some more routes to try and flank them and get up. It's specifically on Neon City. There's quite a few ways to get up to those vantage points where we have jump pads and a few planks leading up, and they weren't there originally. It was only after we kept dying to the sniper because it was in such an OP position. I was like, we need to find a way to flank this.
I'm in a proper bottleneck at the moment where they keep spawning so much by me. I'm like, no, stay, we will defend. Get him. Oh no.
Yeah, I think that was you. I think AJ, that was you and I just finished each other off there. So.
Oh, excuse me.
What? So with your the classes, did you have did the classes, were they easy to design, or did you have to go through a lot of different versions? And how many different classes are on the cutting room floor?
Or was it quite natural? Did it sort of come to you like, nah, this is what we want?
I would say.
I think they came relatively naturally, didn't they?
Yeah.
We kind of knew that we wanted like long range, mid range, close range, and so it was just a matter of working up to 3 different requirements for each of those different loadouts. Like we didn't want to be balancing 2 different snipers against each other, because that kind of, I'm like, well, how do you pick between the 2 of them? Like, what's the point in a sniper be like? What makes you choose either of them? It's just more likely to confuse someone if they're 2 very similar things. So we're like, we'll make vastly different loadouts and try and just keep playing games until keep balancing until that we're happy that the shotgun's not like super OP against the sniper, or the sniper's not super OP against, and they each have their own benefits. But
yeah, it's nice because it's so easy with these sort of payload style games. I mean, no 2 sort of games with this sort of style have the same thing. Some of them have the same character. You just pick up different guns at the beginning. Some of them have like 1,000,001 classes. Create Overwatch as an example. Some have just a couple. So it is. I think it was a good choice just to do the 3. And I have been noticing myself. I've been very much sort of just jumping between all 3 of them depending on the situation. I'm not sitting here like, oh no, well, this one's better than the rest of them, so I'm gonna play this one. I do slightly favour the sniper, but I prefer the Molotov cocktail grenade, so that I can't keep going back to that one as well. Yeah, it feels really nicely balanced. Before we go into more questions, though, I'm going to ask... Luke, should we go to the mall next, or should we go to Hanksville?
Go with Hanksville.
Hanksville. We're going to go to the western one, and we'll go to the mall last. I'm excited. What was the, out of the 3 maps, what was the first one that you decided to make? Did you say, I think you said this earlier, I've forgotten.
Hanksville, wasn't
It was the Hanksville one.
Yeah. 'Cause I remember when I was working with the level designers, because it was a new game engine, I wanted them to just experiment with a dozen different themes, get more familiar with the different assets, get more familiar with the voxels and the meshes, see what combinations work well with each other and see what they can actually create. Reese did a western map, and it was just one building and a nice windmill, and aesthetically it just looked great. And then he just built from that with the rest of the team, and that's how Hanksville came to be.
Nice. Yeah, I think Western Frontiers, which is the name of the pack of assets that we made, was one of the earliest ones we ever put into it, and we still, to this day, despite all these things going up, we do like showcases and demo videos still using the Western assets, because they just are, there's so, like, they come together so nicely and really have that a really, really good feel. And when they're used in talented hands, you can get some really, really cool stuff.
Oh, our level designers will be very happy you said that watching this, because there was a lot of inspiration from games like Red Dead Redemption, Outer Worlds, and trying to combine those styles.
I bought Outer Worlds recently. I can't bring myself to start it because I know it's going to be... Is it Outer Worlds that I bought? I can't remember now.
I don't know, AJ.
Oh, help me! It's the western one, right?
Yeah. It's slightly futuristic as well.
Yeah, I think that's the one I bought.
It's from the creators of Fallout.
Yes. Yeah. I think I know.
I've managed to get into it.
No, it's not the one I bought, but I remembered which one it is now. I was thinking of something else, another Western style one, which I've now completely forgotten. It's really long. Disco Elysium? Is that Western-y? Am I going crazy?
I think you're going crazy.
Okay, cool. Well, that's...
But it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
No. I really... This is
so
such a stuck... Oh, sorry. Go, Joe. Go. You go.
I'm just interested in how they designed, how they chose the themes of the other maps. Was it an easy process, or did you have a long list? Settle it over, I don't know, some sort of dancing game to actually decide what maps you're going to make?
We just spun a wheel. We thought, oh, let's see what theme it lands on. No, again, it was the designers just making a lot of different mock-ups. Ron J started working on the mall map. The way the mall map came to be, I think I recently watched Hot Fuzz, and there was this amazing scene where they're pushing the trolley, and it reminded me of pushing a payload, and I thought, wouldn't it be hilarious if we had food to the actual trolley and you're pushing it through this mall? And then the designers just went ham on their creative freedom, made amazing different shop fronts with the UI, and a mall has a lot of creative freedom because of the amount of assets you can do. I think we have a rock shop that's called Dwayne's. And there's a lot of funny little Easter eggs hidden around Malma. That's definitely one of my favourites personally.
That's the one I'm going to get distracted at looking at it all.
Yeah, one of my favourites is it Wheelie Wheelie Automobile? Like a little a little like billboard advert thing. Yeah, they definitely had fun, and the different rooms as well with different images. It's really good. I know Rubik told you about the exploding barrels, so if everyone's just shooting at barrels to make them explode, you can try.
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'm going to go and find a barrel to explode, because otherwise I'm not going to destroy anything.
If anyone wants to join, there is one space in our instance. I've just put a link in the chat. Come and join us. We've got one space just opened up. Eliza and Rubik need some help, I think. And Jogo.
Yes.
Yeah, Well,
please.
yes.
I've just found a little wanted Dead or Alive posters. Cactus Jack, Lutin Lou, and Black-Eyed Bowie. Bowie? Black-Eyed Bowie? I can't read it properly.
Are they
Yeah.
your cats?
But they are references to some of our team members.
I was
They're
thinking
friends.
so. That's very good.
Yeah, Jack's one of our level designers, and so is Reese.
I love
Yes.
it. I love stuff like
Oh,
that.
I killed somebody and then I died.
It's because I shot you.
Yeah.
Die, all of you! Oh,
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
This is
So you
such
talked
a
a
sniper
little
map.
bit- You talked a little bit about sort of some of your creative process. You also created Portal Flip for one of the big game jams a couple of years ago. Did you do a lot of?
Years ago, months ago.
Was it months ago?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was for the that was for the Duality game jam,
Duality Global Game Jam.
which was
yeah.
Global Game Jam, yeah.
So did you do a lot of game jams?
We pick them when we're a bit free on resources. If we're not stressing so much about delivering on something, we kind of sort of play around with game jams in our spare time. They're like a nice little break from our main project. And at the time we were just warming up with the Creator engine, and the first game that we ever released was Portal Flip, which was a great fun little project to work on. I have to say I really enjoyed working on it, and it was a real sort of stretch on what what I thought the engine could do. Definitely with some of the ways that I implemented some stuff, I was like, maybe I should do that, maybe we shouldn't do that. But yeah, like I remember the theme was duality, and we kind of were like, what on earth is duality? It's like different opposites, different things, and we were like, what could we make that literally means opposite? So we were like, if we take a world that has opposite sides, and then we make portals which invert things or flip things or do things, so it's like everything is then duality. And then no matter how you interpret it, it's duality in some way or another.
What I really loved about that theme is how some people took it to the umpteenth level. Like every single element of the game was duality. Like there was this that was what really like drove it and everything like that. And you can tell some people were like, an element of it has got two sides, and then we made a game. But I think that was what made it such a good theme, though, because the variation of games for that game jam was, I don't know how many of them you played that were entered, but that was one of my favourite jams I think we've done, considering we didn't know the theme and ourselves. Really, really amazing outcomes.
Yeah, it was a very exciting game jam. I have to say, I enjoyed doing that far too much. But yeah.
You won the Puzzle Award, didn't you, for that jam? Was it Puzzle Award?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that came down to, in the end, I think it was just how it felt so satisfying to complete them, whereas at the same time you could tell how complicated they were to actually like map out. But it felt like you'd done all the work, so that it felt so naturally satisfying to play through those levels. You would say, oh god, yeah, I got it. Like you get to the end of the level and you're like, have a little bit of a moment to yourself, like, oh, that was so good.
Yeah. I remember designing those levels on a paper.
I think you shared pictures, yeah.
Yes, we had like lines everywhere, and it was just like an absolute mess, and it was kind of like, do you think you can make that?
Honestly, it's that old saying, like, you know, it takes a lot of effort to look effortless. It's very that sort of energy, I think.
Our designers, I remember them saying that like the hardest thing about that was creating more complex levels, because like not only do you have to think about it from a designing point of view, like how's this going to work, you have to think about it, alright, what's the player going to do, and is it harder, or is there just more, like they said that was the most challenging bit, making it more difficult and more complicated and more tricky.
I guess you learned a lot about Crater in that project. This seems like an incredibly ambitious project to do as your first main Crater game. Is that is that something you really realised at the time that maybe you would it have been better? Would you prefer to do something a bit more conventional? Or are you glad you just went all in with something as complicated?
Especially on game jams, I have one rule with game jams, and it's if it's not crazy, it's not for a game jam. I love using game jams as just a way to just try something new and experiment with something. I don't know if you remember the tower defense game jam as well. Not the what was it? The
Build jam, the
Treasure
treasure
Hunters.
hunter.
Oh, the most recent one.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
treasure
put it
hunt.
on its head, and we were like, well, it's the monsters hunting for the treasure. We just want to make a tower defense game.
Oh yes, you did yeah, that was. I was like, you just wanted. I saw that. I was like, you just wanted to make a tower defense, didn't you?
I'd been playing around with some concepts of this like mouse capture stuff in my spare time. It doesn't so the game doesn't work on controller and mobile yet because we never got time for that. But I wanted to, so I wrote this really hacky script thing that allowed you to basically track where the player's cursor was in the world, and then it on the screen, and then it mapped the position of the cursor on the screen to a position in the world. The maths was really weird and questionable.
A lot of what some of our creators do in Creator is questionable, don't worry about it. In fact, I would argue that some of our best creators are doing the most questionable stuff.
Yes, and I just loved this script that I had. I was like, I really need to make something that's so you just go around clicking on things in the world and just dragging and dropping stuff. It's just kind of where the idea of like a tower defense game came, and so you could just click on the towers, move them around. But yes, that's generally how I love to get on with game jams. It's just trying to just take a weird concept and map it out and do something new that we hadn't done before. I guess the thing tech-wise that we did for Portal Flip that we'd not done before was that each of the levels is effectively a template, and every time you enter a new level, it creates a copy of that template. And so that you're playing on your own map, so you can't be interfered by anyone else. Because it would be horrible if you were sharing a Portal Flip map and someone else went in the portal and the entire world flips upside down when you're not supposed to be flipped. And so again, we had like some weird, fun technical things that we really enjoyed playing around with that as well. I think from a design perspective as well, it was very interesting to see how they tackle building a world upside down at the same time as building it the right way up as well.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I mean, that must have been a lot of flipping and turning to make sure it worked, and yeah, I can't imagine. It would make me dizzy even thinking about it, to be honest with you. I'm getting distracted looking at different things around the map now.
Yeah, I still haven't found an exploding barrel. But
how?
Because I run outside and I fall over dead.
And you fall over dead.
That's
Relatable.
Yeah.
Thanks,
so,
Hisakan. See you later. So I'm just saying goodbye to Hisakan.
Yeah, so small game, Portal Flip, really big game. Crayload. Crayload. Pardon me. You were our first. This is our first big release through the Liftoff program. How did that feel? Sort of. Was there additional pressure that you were on that scheme and sort of first to launch really?
It was definitely nerve-wracking. We were all super nervous, and when we first published, everyone was on standby. I think it helped. Some people in the Discord were like, "How have we ended up on this mountain?" And we were like,
That is one thing you can get. No matter you could release the most perfect, beautiful, wonderful, hard-worked game in the world. The first comment that will come from the creator community is, "I'm on top of the invisible wall that you built so that no one could get out of it." Like, no matter what you do, and that normally means that they love it because it means that they've had to find it. They've scoured it around. But yeah, that is always the first thing.
Yeah, I've definitely released things that I didn't bother dressing certain areas of the maps because I knew they were inaccessible.
What?
15 seconds.
I think it was like 15 minutes after we released the Cursed Galleon showcase that someone made it
Yeah.
onto the ship that we didn't decorate.
The ship that was impossible to access.
Yep,
and
someone was
then
there.
There they were, straight away. But then I had to
That's,
spend. Do you find you
that's
have to
literally
like
what happened.
laser
Sorry.
around to find
That was
how
literally
you
like
get-
10 seconds. 10 seconds after releasing. I
Yeah.
can't. That's not even an exaggeration. It was 10 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Did you get their name?
Yeah, we
I
can-
don't know.
We can do things.
Yeah, we can.
we have power. We have...
Power. Yeah.
So,
Ah!
we've got our second anniversary Mega Jam run at the moment, as creators have made loads and loads of games of varying different scales, from the very small 2 days to obviously a much substantial production like this. What advice would you give to our creators on there? Because they've got about a 2-week build for the second anniversary Mega Game Jam. So what advice would you give them?
You can say the full term every time.
I'm going to say
The second anniversary Mega Game Jam.
the second anniversary Mega Game Jam.
I distracted you
I-
from the question, didn't I?
Yeah, I would always for new. Is this for new people or just anyone?
Everybody who's working on their games right now.
I guess don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to try something new. I think I'm always a big fan of the games that no one's done before, the concepts that have never even been experimented with, even like outside of the game, like even in the wider game industry. Introducing new mechanics can always be scary, but until someone tries it and you go, oh, actually, I really like that, like, oh, that new respawn mechanic or something. I think it, like I think game jams, because they're not like, you're not developing something for the next 6 months of your life. Like, it's really like, I get really excited to see new concepts and new ideas sort of float up in game jams that haven't been done before. So yeah, like, I guess just feel free to try something new and give it a shot. Like, what's the worst that can happen?
Very good advice, I
Indeed.
think.
Yeah. I mean, when you're working on games, you'd be in a small game jam or on a really big project. Do you still hit that point where you convince yourself that what you're making is literally the worst thing ever, and that you're going to lose all your friends, and they're probably going to stop. Everyone's going to stop making video games because of what you've done. Do you ever hit that sort of point of numbness?
Questions
Yeah.
by Jogo have not been approved by the Unit 2 Games team.
Yes, there was definitely a point with the Payload game where it was all really, really buggy and we were playtesting it, and I was just like, oh my word, we can't release this. Don't let anyone see it. We can't show anyone this. We've got to work to get it all fixed.
My mother will not be proud.
And so I'm like sweating, going, oh, we can't show this off. This is like, and then like obviously in the weeks following, like we were able to push out like a load more bug fixes, and then suddenly it was actually this isn't so bad after all. Like, but there was definitely a period where we were like rolling in the bugs, and it was just like, will this end? And it was a very awkward moment, but it's so much relief to, like, once you go through it's a concept and it's like, oh, this is a really good concept, to, oh no, it's really buggy, to the, oh, actually this is a really fun game now. It's that roller coaster of yippee. Like, and it's just about soldiering on through the bugs and fixing them all, and it's
Just in the
very
process.
rewarding in the end.
Yeah, it's that wonderful tipping point where it's almost invisible, where suddenly you've realised you've actually just had a really, really great time playing the game.
My favourite thing whenever I'm judging anything, whether it's monthly contest or Spark or Jam or Ignition or whatever, I'm always just like, am I having fun? And sometimes you don't realise it at first, so then you sort of take a step back, you're like, oh my god, I was really enjoying all of that. I was like, I have a quick question from someone that I'm just scrolling through to any comments from people. Vilva's still there. Oh no, is it Vilva or Vilvalis? Because I know there's two different ones. I think Vilva might be the same person. Okay. Vilvalis asked, how long were you working on it? On this, sorry.
I think from February, but there have been lots of ups and downs. But yeah, I think it was from February. Rubik, is that right? I believe it is.
Yeah, that's when we started.
But you, when you say that, there were work like you like, isn't like sometimes you're working more on it than other times. You mean?
More like sometimes we come to the game and there was like a million bugs, and sometimes we come to it and perfectly fine. But like every time, maybe like an update was pushed or something was in maintenance or whatever, we've been just working around you, just like, and we've been working around everything really. But it's been good.
Awesome. Right, I'm gonna go back to the lobby because we've got one more map to try.
Yes.
Vilva says thanks for the answer and sorry for spawn camping. So if anyone was in, if anyone was in Vilva's game, he apologises for spawn camping you.
I also think Vilva was stuck in the floor at one point.
Yes, they did say they were stuck in the floor.
Yes, I did see him stuck in the floor, and sadly he was on my side. Otherwise, I'd have shot him.
You were making the most of it.
Yeah.
think
I
we
know,
were
it was going to be my
camping
only
for
chance.
a while.
I don't know if you're following the chat, but there's obviously lots of love for Crayload going on. We've got a really pretty game. We've got UI 100%, level 100%, coding mecha 100%, which is my favourite comment. Map design is really cool. Congrats, guys. The shopping centre is really nice. Someone who's obviously been playing this before. Who else has said things? Yeah, really, everything's in it. I have to. Here's the counter. I have to go. It's a great game. So yeah, lots of love.
Very nice to hear.
I've got one slightly non-gaming question for you, just to change it up. Daigoro asks, "What are each of your zodiac signs?"
Aquarius.
I'm also Aquarius.
Oh, and
I haven't a clue.
oh no! What month are you?
May?
Oh,
Taurus, I think.
beginning or end?
Yeah.
Beginning.
Yeah, Taurus, I believe.
Oh, yeah, fun fact. Rubik's
Eliza
birthday
knows.
is 4th of May, and his name is Luke.
You're
Lovely Star Wars
Taurus.
Day.
Ah.
You are a Taurus, my friend.
I was right.
Nice.
I'm one of the worst star signs. I'm a Sagittarius.
I'm not familiar with Sagittarius.
We're fire signs, and we're very hard to pin down and very all over the place. Very hedonistic. Jogo?
I'm trying to not be all boring and scientific.
Oh, no one cares. What is it? Go on.
Virgo.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
I can see that. I was expecting you to be a Leo, but fine. We'll take it.
This is good. Why?
Because
What characteristics do the Leo have that I exhibit?
they're just like super confident and like good with words and leaders and.
Good with words.
I'm trying not to say the really mean things about Leos
Go
because
ahead.
there's lots.
Right. Private stream afterwards. Okay, so we are now in the mall map, and it's got a very Christmassy theme.
Well, I think you're in the opposite end of the mall map.
Oh, that
So
means
you
I'm
should
gonna
be able
die
to-
soon.
So the mall map kind of like the payload goes through like spring, summer, autumn, winter. And you can see on your screen there should be a little icon that says attack or defend.
Yes.
I believe yours says, yeah. Follow that. There's like a million different routes that you can take. But we are in the spring / going into the summer now because
Oh, yes,
you're all the way over there.
I'm in the autumn section now, so there's a little magic
I'm
shop here.
Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween
Yeah.
shop and a beautiful autumn weeping willow tree.
Thank you, Vilva. I'm sorry, my laugh is incredibly loud. It does carry very quickly. I have turned my mic down ever so slightly. And I will also try to laugh away from the microphone.
I've just found the Steely Wheely Automobiles sign. That's
Yay! Oh, I'm gonna go for
very
it.
nice.
Yeah. I like. Yeah, Dwayne's the world's #1 place for rock-related products. Rock solid deals. I also love that there's literally just rocks in the window. Like, it's not rock-related products. It's just rocks.
Just rocks. Yeah, yeah.
So was the mall like 10 minutes of actually getting the level right and then being I was really happy with, and the rest of the time just adding jokes?
No.
Kind of
it's
the
more
other way
complicated.
around. Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's a slippery slope, isn't it? Once you do one, you're like, I will do 100.
Pretty much. No, it's like with the mall, we still wanted to keep it like pretty exciting, and we were running out of like shop fronts as well. So we reached out to everybody and was like, right, have you got any puns or anything that could go in here? But having like this seasons change throughout kind of opened the idea scope of what could go in the shops. Hence why there's like Christmas themed and winter themed, and then autumn vibes, and then summer vibes, and there's a beach shack and stuff like that. And then you could just incorporate basically anything. Like it kind of covers all bases. So as you can see, they were kind of going crazy with all the meshes and stuff like that. But yeah, all the stalls and stuff, like it was really fun to add. I think this was the second one to be finished, but definitely took the longest. Yeah.
The mall took the longest.
Yeah, yeah.
It does seem
mainly
to be the
because of
most
ideas.
intricate out of all of them.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think it... Again, don't have favourite children. I really like all of them for different reasons. Like, this one's... I think... I really like the neon one. I think the design of the neon one is my favourite. I think it's the one I want to explore the most, because I think it's really, really cool. I like the gameplay the most of the Western one, because I think there's a lot of... You've got to be a lot more tactical there. You've got to really think where to hide, when to run forward. I'm also very much a sniper long-range person, so that's great for me to like try and hide in a corner. But then this one is just the most fun. Like, I really want to just like look at every sign and find all the little areas and stuff. So I think if I have to ask myself the same question I asked you, Eliza, if I had to have a favourite child, I think it would be them all. I think it's my favourite.
And also, like, if you're getting distracted by anything, it's good to just sneak up behind you and just finish. End you.
End you. I'm just looking at shops.
Oh.
You've got Willie's Wagon. Love that. Burger Central. I love all the burgers.
I really like the games room. Like, there's a retro sticks and there's like a dance machine. If you can find that, it's in the upper bit,
I'll have to have a look.
just where the payload is.
I also think it's really clever.
I've just found the toilet shop called Royal Flush, so that's me done.
That's you're out. You're out.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy now.
It'll be 10 minutes.
Oh, Retro Sticks. I found it. Retro Sticks. Okay. Oh, there's a dance mat. Oh, can I press the button? There's a leaderboard. I love that. Obviously not a real leaderboard, but I like it.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that this mall map is going to be really, really popular with the players because it is so intricate. There's loads to learn, but with that sort of structure of autumn, winter, spring, summer, you've got a really good idea of how well you're doing. I think that sort of the gameplay opportunities that structure gives is fantastic, and I think it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I was going to say, thinking of the seasons thing, it also makes me... It draws people to reality as well, in a sense of, like, obviously, I don't think there's a mall that exists in the world that does go through the seasons. But each one of those sections, we've all seen those sort of things, right? You know, in winter, all shopping centres and malls go fully out. I don't know where you guys are from, but in Woking, where we're from, always the most massive, gaudy baubles covered in the most glitter you've ever seen will be hung from the ceiling in that centre. And then, like... You know, they always do the Halloween decorations, and then you get these sort of... Everyone's seen these shopping centres in, like, Los Angeles and in hotter countries where it's very, like, palm trees in the centre and, like, fountains everywhere. So I think it really does draw on how shopping centres really are, but taking it to, like, a ridiculous sort of direction.
Yeah, like, the whole... the mall was made before the shops, so it was kind of like, right, here it is, here is the size of it, here it is, now we need to fill it. And then we were like, this mall is huge, how do we fill it without, because there's always bits of malls that are just boring, just like a row of shoe shops or like clothes. Like, how many times can you overdo that? Like, there's loads of like fun little, like, there's like you saw the arcade sort of thing, the random dinosaur bones and stuff like that. You can actually move the football in the little pitch. Like, again, just things to like help it be a bit more exciting and fun and eye-catching as well.
Oh, I like the lobby area for the mall. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Like the construction site area. That's cool.
I think it's a bit of parkour, you know.
Yeah.
Bit of
Everybody
parkour.
likes it. Yeah.
Parkour. That's my favorite thing to do.
Parkour.
Yeah. No, I can't get. Oh, I missed. Okay, right. I'm gonna do one more round. One more round of 2.
Oh, crazy Nutcracker dolls.
I'm trying to think of fun questions for you. Eliza, you told me your favourite shop in the mall. Rubik, what's your favourite shop in the mall?
Oh, they're all so good though.
No, favourite child.
So hard to decide.
Demanding favourite children.
Have to. I'm sorry. I'm my mum's favourite. We all know. She knows it. I know it. Like. My brother knows it, to be completely honest. My brother has said it on multiple occasions that I'm the favourite son. But yeah, you've got to choose a favourite kid. Favourite good shop.
If I recall correctly, I really like the travel shop because it's just got really good like things in it.
Ooh, what season is that in? I'm gonna go search for it.
Yes, this. It's in the middle. It's called Everywhere.
Upper level or down?
I've been shot at.
Reality. My plan has worked. Oh, well done, Tractor Tag. You listened. Oh, this is cool. There's like a globe in it.
It's the signs for like stuff like Egypt that just says it's old.
Visit Egypt. It's really old.
I'm going mundane again. I've just found the chair house and I am completely sold.
My favourite is visit Kyoto, Tokyo for anagram lovers. Oh dear. Visit Northampton. Actually, on second thought, don't.
Yeah, one of our designers is from Northampton.
So good.
Ah, I love it. Yeah, that's a strong choice. I also really like the design of this like sunset area, where you've used like the neon voxel with a bit of UI over it to kind of look like the sun. That's really cool. Very funny, very, very good. I'm gonna find my favourite. Everyone's playing. Maybe do a little bit of pushing first, and then I'll find.
Oh,
my favourite
Rubik, I love in the travel thing. In the travel shop, it says like Paris, and it's got a picture of Blackpool Tower.
No, it doesn't.
Wait, is that not
It
even
does.
the Eiffel Tower?
No, it's not. That's Blackpool Tower. I swear. I've been enough times as a kid. I've only just
Irony.
noticed that.
Not Blackpool. Oh dear. Right, okay. I'm on a mission to find my favourite shop. Oh, I love the fountain area. That's cool.
Oh, a little archery area. Oh, I'm in the sports hall.
Okay, beds to die for, and it's all just like the worst beds with people like literally dead in them. That's
nice.
That's nice. Cackle's Craftery. Let's have a look. Ooh, some nice little witchy shop. Especially with the way that we've done like asset packs as well. It's such a fun way to see like certain little bits of it like appearing in each shop. Like that one had like loads of strength and sorcery potions in it, and
Yeah, like I said, all the seasons cover like all bases. So we just like Runji in particular. Yeah, Runji, he did a lot of this map. Just went crazy with that. And then at the end, like everybody hopped in and made the posters and the adverts. So yeah.
Have you got? I think Mad Raver was talking about it on Discord lobby. Had lots of ideas, but what are you hoping for future seasons in Crater? What would you like to see? We've obviously got one launching in literally 1 week, but what would you, if you were like, oh, my dream season in Crater, what would it be?
I actually don't know.
We've covered quite a lot so far. I will say we actually have the next two. We obviously got the next one planned. We've got the one after that already. We know what the theme is. I think the one after that we're not entirely sure yet. But yeah, anything? Or have you got? Or on another question would be, what are your guesses for the season that will be releasing next week?
I don't. What themes have you done so far?
So we've done a lot of like packs and stuff, but in terms of actual like battle passes, we had Alien Conspiracy, which was that sort of retro, like X-Files, grey-haired alien style, like you know, tinfoil on the head kind of like conspiracy style. We had Mechanical Revolution, which was like
lots of machines and
steampunk,
cogs, everything with cogs.
Everything with cogs.
Goggles.
We had. Oh god, I don't remember the order now. What was after that? Strength and Sorcery? No, I'm missing one. Neon Coast.
Neon Coast.
Neon Coast, which was sort of like 80s ice cream, 80s like, you know, very like crop tops and surfboards and Miami. Sort of. Then we had Strength and Sorcery, which was fantasy fantasy and might, so swords, potions, magic.
Okay, I think I've got one. I've got an idea.
And then we've had Cascadians, obviously. Go.
I think with the cheerleader outfit as well that you can get in the hub, which I'm loving by the way. It's I think maybe sports themed. Like, have you got like a sporting thing coming up? Like, is it sports day themed maybe? We've
never done a battle pass from it, but we do every summer. We have done a summer sports event. The only things that's really come with that has been like more like skins and stuff like that. It hasn't really been a massive asset pack really. So that's quite cool.
I have no idea then. No idea. Luke, Rubik? Luke?
Luke?
I don't know, I just think about everything and I'm just like, oh, they've already got it. And I'm really struggling to think outside the box up here to something that you haven't got.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, imagine our job. Or imagine the art team's job. They're doing it, yeah. We're quite excited. I mean, we're going to be... So the next season, coming out 13th of July. Very exciting. We're going to start... Put it in your diaries. We're going to start teasing that tomorrow. Pretty much every day after that, we're gonna be putting little things out.
Should have asked us tomorrow. Probably would have got a better guess. Or useless.
But yeah, so see if you can notice, see if you can guess it early. I'm very excited for this one actually. It's got some of our coolest assets that we've had. I'm dying so much. I've only got 2 kills.
Yeah, so...
This is our last round, and then we're going into another game.
Yeah. Regardless of what we announce next week, if we gave you... somebody gave you $50 million to actually go and make you wanted in Crater, what do you think what would you want to make? Would you give Rubik 2 days to make it and just spend the rest?
Yeah, that's a holiday. Right, good luck, Rubik. Have fun.
Yeah, we've got to research this in space.
If we were to have that opportunity, I would love to go and make just like a massive open world RPG. Like, absolutely like ridiculous scale. Like, I would love to have like boss fights and like leveling and all that sort of stuff. That would be absolutely amazing because like with that sort of budget, like you could have a massive team and like the sky's the limit. The one downside with RPGs is the absolutely ridiculously high development cost associated with them because there's just so much that you need to do, and it's like unlike mini games like Payload that are replayable. You're caught with a trap that once you've sort of played a bit of content, it's very hard to get a player to revisit it because they just want to continue exploring. And so, yeah, I would have to vote for making a massive RPG if a magical 50 million was to fall out of the sky.
Well, you say magical. We've got you here on stream. We're here to say. No,
we have got you 50 pence.
50p. I have it right here.
50p, so you can have a couple of chupa chups and off you go.
I'm actually going to jump into, before we go, because we've now to play two sets of 2 rounds. You know, in my head. Of each one. I want to have a little look in the lobby area, and then we'll move on to something else before we finish up today. I was having another question for you, and it's just gone out my head. Oh yes, Strykos asked, is that a green screen behind you two, or is it a painted wall?
So, this is a printed wall, and it contains like a little piece of everything from our CubeCraft games. Luke, do you want to talk a bit more about it?
Yeah, so should be by camera. Hopefully this doesn't ruin everything. But
No, it's okay. It will show them what your camera sees.
Oh, fantastic! So yeah, on the top left, you'll see a bunch of lucky blocks, and this is from one of our mini games. We've also got Skyblock, and we've got another game called Minorware, where very arcade-esque. But yeah, it's all painted on there, and there is a lot going on, and it's kind of the history of CubeCraft, all the different games we've made, and yeah, it's very colourful. It's very nice.
Do things like stick onto it? Like, are you adding to it, kind of thing, or is it all done in one go?
It's all done in one go.
That's so cool.
You see the printed. I might just move back a bit so you get a better view.
There you go, Drykos. You got your answer. I hope you're still listening. I know you're often working at this time. I'm sure you've got one ear to the door.
I do love the idea of a evolving history wall, though.
Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it?
Get some nice vinyl stickers printed for each game.
We'll have a crater wall. Gonna be great.
Well, we've been out of office for a long time. Like, only a few people are in the offices at the moment, but we're actually hopefully moving to, sometime later this year we'll have a new office. So hopefully then we can start doing stuff like that. I'm permanent remote, but they can start doing that, which will be really, really cool.
Yeah, so you've all got little blue fluffy aliens.
Aliens.
Octopus.
Where?
There we go.
Oh, you all have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was we gave out a bunch of Christmas packages to our team with lots of goodies, and we thought that plushies would be a good way. So if you know not to disturb someone while they're in the office, if it's sad, or you can say, "Oh, I need to get you a cup of tea," or it's just a good way to check in with people.
That's very cute. I've seen this before.
That's a very good idea.
I'm now exploring your lobby area because I can go inside the mountain and such.
Where are you? Which lobby are you? Which lobby are you in now?
The Crayload lobby.
Yeah, just the base one.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, Eliza.
Follow you. Yeah.
I thought he was stuck in the waiting area, but yeah, the purple octopus lets us know who's having a bad day. And who needs a hand. I'm obsessed with jumping on this mushroom.
Yeah, I keep seeing you jumping on it. I'm just trying to find more Easter eggs because you said there's so many, so I'm like interested to find some now. How did you? That looks so cool. The way you've got the dirty water to look like beer spilling out the thing. That actually looks really good. I'm impressed.
I'm just gonna go find a mushroom to jump up and down on.
It's like right in front of you when you arrive in.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh. Alright. Cool.
There's a huge amount. I love the amount of work and effort that's gone into all the trappings and surrounds of this game.
Yeah, it's not just like nothing about it is just functional, and that's it. Everything's got everything. Like you said, I think that's a good way of saying it. Like it's got all the bells and jingles to go with it. Like it's not just a lobby. There's also a lift moving in the background and some Easter eggs and a button around, and it's like, yeah, it feels like a lot of love has gone into every aspect of it.
Yeah, I think our designers and developers will really appreciate that. A lot of hard work has gone into this over the months, but yeah, this has been a relief for us to publish as well, but a really proud moment for them. So yeah.
I think it's very much our community as well love to just explore every nook and cranny of stuff. So I think that's just, you've made the perfect game for that behaviour, really.
Yeah. Oh, there's some great selfie opportunities up on the top of this saloon, though.
Are you taking some selfies? Oh, are we all here in the lobby? Is it? How do we know who's here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm jumping up and down on top of the saloon bar.
Where's the saloon bar? Oh, you're over there. I was going to say
Yeah.
we should take a picture, because I wanted to do one more thing up before we go, but I wanted to take a picture of everyone in here. Where should we go? Where's a good spot for a photo? On top of the saloon?
It's quite. Yeah,
You're all up there, aren't you? So
yeah, we're up here.
How did you get up there?
There's stairs.
Yeah, but to the top of the saloon.
Oh yeah, you have to jump up. You have to jump up the mountain a little bit.
Well, that's not what I want.
It's just
Oh! I'm a sea captain. I'm good at sea, not land.
Oh, I'll come and fetch you. Come on.
No, I don't want to be fetched. Whee! Okay. We're gonna do it facing, obviously, the rest of the, this way. So we're facing this way. We'll just take a picture. Is everyone here on stream?
I think so.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Okay.
Yep.
We need to make sure we're posing in some form. Okay. Oh no, I'm not on that. I'm on the wrong bit. Okay. So yeah, if you don't know how to do you know how to pose? We all know how to pose.
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, on the left alt and pick a little. Let's have a look. Let's get a nice. Oh, take so many photos on the same thing. Okay. I think that's nice. There we go. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Put. There we go. Nice. And I'll do one more. 3, 2, 1. Go. Go. Oh wait, where's I? There we go. Perfect. Cool. Let us do one more thing. I was gonna say, is there any of you? We're gonna play one game. I think we're gonna play one other game within Creator. I was gonna ask, is there any game that any of you played as a team or that you've tried out within Creator that's not your own, that you've really loved and you would like to play before we go? Another community creation. Is there anything you played together, or one of you is like, do you know what? I played this and I love it.
I personally love Speedrunners. It's one of those games where I showed every designer from the start. This is amazing aesthetically, the way you go through one parkour level and it's got a completely different theme. You go through another level. I love parkour personally, and I love it when it's but yeah, from a design point of view, it was just really fun. And the levels aren't too long until you get a lot later on, and then it gets more frustrating.
Yeah, they do.
That's what parkour is.
That is, I remember back in the days how we used to do the whole, the old prize fight and stuff like that, and Speedrun was a consistently very, very popular game. Simple concept, executed really, really, really well. Iceland, who made that, has been with us for a long time and was recently finished the 6 months on the Ignition program, and is a very, very, very talented creator. Rubik, is there a game that you sprung to mind for you?
Oh, there was this game that I found that I got addicted to. That was I can't remember what it's called, but you're like a robot and there's a magnet and you got to go around picking up the cogs.
Stack Scrappers.
Yes, that one.
Stack Scrappers is a strong, strong entry.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the reasons why we ended up putting. I think that was the game that Drykos and Serial made before they just got onto Ignition, because we were just like, wow. Yeah, it's a really cool one. It's a really, really nice game. Drykos, if you're in chat, is that still live? Eliza, what would be yours if you played one?
I love idle games, but like I do like drop persons because I find it really satisfying when you like clear a floor. So if you don't know that, it's like I don't know if you've ever played Fall Guys with the hexagons.
Of course.
And when they disappear, you go to the next floor. Like I find it satisfying to get every single one. I've not played it as a team before, but I think you have a hammer and you can like.
So I was gonna choose my favourite from the three that you say for us to play, and I think that's answered it for me. I think we need to play drop persons. So we're gonna go play Drop Persons. Yeah. This is by Victorious again. Actually, you've all managed to pick, which goes to show you've all managed to pick games that've been made by people who've been on Ignition, which is really cool. So Victorious was one of the people, and this is their one of the earliest games earlier games to play on Creator. Very inspired by Fall Guys. That kind of obviously Drop Persons. We're not. The apple hasn't fallen too far from the tree, as it were, but. It's a really fun game. I think they've updated it recently. So
it has had some recent updates, yeah.
So that might be fun to see because they've played around with this a lot. And again, another one that just was winning awards all the time. It was just very popular. And Victorious, we were saying about people who sort of like really push the limits. So some of our top creators. Victorious is just such an experimenter. I don't know if you've ever seen it. We've got a voxel sculpture garden. That they made, which is where they've just printed loads of voxel sculptures and put them in a gallery space. Anything from like a bunny rabbit to a Fall Guy. Actually, I think he's printed in there, and I think what else is there? There's like a thinking man. I can't remember what it's actually called. The one with the hand on the knee kind of thing.
Yeah, when
it's
it's
the
bent
thinker,
over.
isn't it? Rodan?
I'm not sure. But let's go because that's a fun game to play for the Drop Persons.
Yeah, they were all great choices, by the way. I love speedrun as well, and it's scrap stackers, scrap. That one.
Stack Scrappers, yeah.
Stack Scrappers, yeah, that's I love that heightened.
That was a good mechanical revolution. I think it might have been made for the Gearing Up jam actually, which was one of our latest jams before we started putting a lot of money into it, and I think they came either second or third because I knew Mechanical Revolution came first. Mechanical Hunter came first, which you haven't played. It's the closest thing we've got. So Fracasset Games are the people who make probably the closest thing we've got to these like open world RPGs things you say. So we've got Mechanical Hunter, which is sort of an exploration with bosses, and Drop Persons just kicked me back to the hub. That's fun. It's like, and you sort of like upgrade your weapons, you have to survive, and there's boss levels and such like that in it. You've got Planet Gnosis, which is like an open world planet one. You go mine and find certain areas. And Ruins of Mahora, which is kind of the closest thing we've got to a Souls-like, which is like if you die, you lose everything, pretty much. Why did that not work? We just got kicked back to...
I think it might have been too many people joining.
Maybe.
We all got in. By the way, Victorious, the sound effects in this is brilliant.
Oh, you came fourth, Tricoast. Oh, so close. Wait, who was... Mechanical Hunter was first. Oh, here we go. We're in now. I'm in anyway.
I'm trying to join as well.
Yeah, the sounds are so silly.
It just adds so much. It's a little thing, but that level of polish just gives it that atmosphere, I guess. Oh my god, these hammers.
Ruby, you just yeasted, man.
This is, I'll be honest with you, these sort of games were made definitely in a time where we really pushed, and people love doing these sort of brightly coloured. We have a lot of clown assets, like a lot of circus assets, and so we saw a lot of very popular games using these quite like Toy Story-esque kind of style things. Another really popular game of ours is Creator Paintball from back in the day, which very has that similar thing. Moelo says AJ hates Ruins of Mahora because he dies a lot. Yeah, because it's hard. It's a really hard game. It's like basically like you could just walk across a trap and die and you've lost stuff. But there's like temples to find, like hidden temples and runes and books to read. That means you can open more doors. If you like a much more, if you want to see what like quite a big game with lots to explore looks like, check out Ruins of Mahora. If any of you have a chance, if that's your kind of style of thing. Eliza, you said you liked idle games. Are you like the sort of one you like it a bit more zen kind of style? Or do you like to like literally wait there and like pick up something and be like, cool, I've got 7 of those, put it in there. Wait again, push it in.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm like all in the zone or not. Like I either bash it right there and then, or I don't. So like, I think like one of your first idle games that I saw was City Builder, like
a
while ago now.
Yeah. It's one of our earliest games.
Me and Zed used to just we were just absolutely bashing it for ages.
It's
You definitely get lost in idle games.
so City Builder and Mega Factory Simulator were our most
Yes.
popular games for months. Because
Yeah,
no matter
the
what,
factory one is my second favourite.
so if you like that one, check out Idle Factory Manager, which is their newer one. I don't know if that's the one you might play, because there's Mega Factory
Yes.
Simulator and Idle Factory. But
Sorry, I think it is the newest one.
yeah,
Why
it's
am
the
I
one we
frozen in my
launched. It
board?
was a launch game when we went to Facebook Gaming, so it was something that we kind of pushed quite heavily. That is a really, really fun, very easy to get wrapped done in for hours. Like, it's very, very fun.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite games on Crater.
It's just
My
so
favourite.
addictive.
Sorry, go, Eliza.
It's just so addictive. Like, just can't.
My favourite.
Who's killing this game?
That kind of. Oh wait, is there a jetpack? Yes! I forgot.
Oh.
I forgot. There's a jetpack. Yes,
the life
I
filter.
win. I'm just gonna kill myself so we can play again. My favorite kind of like tycoon-y style game like that at the moment is it got second place in the Perfect Simplicity Jam, which is Let It Grow, and it's basically just a garden simulator, and you can either choose to like let random plants grow and just prune them and look after them, or you can like let them fully grow, sell them, and buy decorations. And literally the whole aim of the game is just to make your garden look pretty. And I'm
Sounds really
obsessed. I literally turn it on every day. I'm like, how's my garden? And there's a whole thing of like rarities of plants. So like if you get the really rare ones, you can then use them as decoration. Like it's a whole thing.
So
It
when
sounds
you join the
pretty cool.
games industry, everyone says, do you just sit around playing games all day?
I'm like, no.
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Market research.
Oh no.
It is.
If you didn't know with this game, it's a little hidden secret. If you right click, you can freeze the people near to you. Ha! You all did it at once.
Oh no!
I was
That's
frozen
amazing.
to a block.
I was so funny. I said right click, and within half a beat, everyone had done it. Yes! Yes! Get him! No! I haven't played this in so... No. It's like a hidden Easter egg. Like, if you know how to do it, you know. I think he used to have it on the screen, but he took it off.
Rubik, you're good. You're chilling up here. I'm just spectating.
I'm gonna... No, 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 no! What? My precision didn't work.
I'm just staying out of. Oh no, I found it. It's really interesting. The idea. This is a retro Crater game, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
It really.
It's so fun though, still. Like,
Yeah.
we've had a few people like take this kind of like. Obviously, I think the main we've got obbies like you coming out of our ears, like obstacle courses. I think Crater does them really, really, really well. Our mantling is really great. Our physics for that kind of thing is really awesome. So obviously that kind of element. But we have seen a lot of these like falling style games. So we've got Drop Person says a couple I've seen where you've got to knock each other with like rocket launchers but break the ground below you. There's one by Plasma called Tile Droppers where you pick 3 different classes. One of them's really fast but can't jump. One of them's really slow but can jump really high, and one of them's like an all-rounder. And it's sort of similar to this, but you just gotta survive as long. And we've also got somewhere, you know, people have to you fall as far as you can, and you've got to avoid everything on the way. So, or like that kind of style of game. And we've seen a lot of those, like, which is they're really, really quite fun. I think it was, what was the one that I played that was, it was like Super Fall or something, or maybe Keep Falling.
Keep Falling is the.
There's Keep Falling, which is the platform one, yeah.
Yeah, it's the platforms that keep going up.
And then there's one called like, I even saw one that was it was like a gravity inverter, so you had to fall to the bottom and miss everything. Once you hit the bottom, gravity oh my god, I went flying. Gravity inverted, and you had to hit the ceiling without touching everything.
I think that was from Duality, wasn't it?
I think that was the Duality Jam, yeah.
One of the Duality ones. I think it's called Up and Down or something like that.
Oh, right, okay, we need to be blue. We'll do one more game, and then we are going to wrap up the stream this evening. Yeah, you said at one point before we start the stream, you actually said that you might ask us some questions. Can you remember what those were? If you wanted to ask us anything.
How did you get into the game industry, AJ?
This is my first job in the gaming industry.
Oh, really?
Technically.
Oh, wow.
So, back in, just before COVID, I had been working in just like retail and event work. I did like event work for PlayStation and such. It was like, like Comic-Con and EGX and such like that. But my main job was in retail. But on the side, since 2017, I've been the moderator of Gamers Inc., which is London's largest LGBTQ gaming community. So we bring people together of all sorts to bring two quite niche groups. I mean, back in 2017, it was quite niche to be a gamer, and to find, help people come together and find other people to do that. And I've been doing that since 2017, running events, hosting events. Looking after those people that come to those events and doing that. So when COVID happened and I lost my job and I was sitting at home like, okay, what do I actually want to do with my life? I was like, why don't I turn something that I've been doing for so long in my spare time into something that's actually my career? And sort of spent my time talking to friends in the industry, doing what I could to sort of like get my CV right and applications. And before we obviously joined Facebook, we were, with just Unit 2 Games. I managed to get an interview here for a community manager, and they were hiring for one role, and they ended up hiring two of us. So Selena, my lovely colleague, who's much more experienced in the industry, so he came along and they hired me as a kind of like, you know what, you don't have the professional experience, but we think that you have. They saw something in me, which was really, really awesome. So yeah, I started in March 2021.
Wow.
Or February, March 2021. So this is, my first job in the first actual job in the gaming industry. But lifelong gamer and been working technically as a community manager in my spare time for years. But yeah, it's really cool to make something that I've loved for so long my actual job. Jogo, what about you?
Oh, I'm really old school.
You just remove the word school. Just
yeah.
just
Yeah. So I went to university and did animation and spent a lot of time and a lot of electronic art stuff in university, and only ever tried to get into game development and managed that about, I don't even want to say how long ago, but there was a 19 in it. It was so
wow.
Yeah, so I've been in games a really long time, and I am a traditional game designer, and I've worked on a lot of console titles, and then I've been indie doing some mobile games for quite a while, and then I've been in some really big studios as well. So I've worked with teams of 4 and teams of 400, and now is amongst Meta, where there's slightly more than that.
Yes. Yeah, I went from my first job in the gaming industry, being a cute little 40-person studio where I could learn a lot, all this stuff, to suddenly working in one of the big companies in the world. Like, so overwhelming. It was unreal. I was like, what is happening?
Oh yes, it is unreal.
And I honestly think where I came from, I just did not even think that. I thought you had to be one of the smartest people in the world to work in the gaming industry, I thought it was all just people who were just so clever, so, technically minded. I mean, community managers generally, I don't know if correct me if I'm completely wrong, because I've not been into it, but I know that community management, as such a big role as it is nowadays, was definitely not something as big as it was back then. It was kind of done by other roles, or wasn't something that, there wasn't as much social around to kind of keep that going. So I think it was a role that I wasn't even aware really existed until, a few years ago, really. In the way that I think now that I know as someone who's in it.
Yeah, it didn't really. It just wasn't a thing for a long time. You couldn't. There was no way to actually get to your community sort of before Facebook and Twitter were really quite big things. So you released a game, hoped it was good, never heard anything about it, and then made another game.
And this was in the 60s, yeah.
This was in the 18. This was in the 1800s. Yeah, so I mean, that's one of the most wonderful
Yeah.
things about the games industry now is that not only you've got all these different types of jobs, but because you've got these different types of jobs, that you've got these different types of people coming in and bringing all sorts of different perspectives and different backgrounds, and people who are not technical programmers or technical artists, people who are writers or community managers, and all bringing all their experiences
Teachers.
and their backgrounds into the games and into the development of the games now, which has been the best thing that has happened to games really in the last 10 years. We can talk all we want about brilliant technology coming through, but without the people coming into the games industry to create new experiences and to tell us, look, there's different people playing these games, come on, we can do more. So that's the best thing that's happened to games in the last 10 years.
Oh, nice little sentimental moment, and I like that. We had. I've just got one. I've got one nice question actually to round off, and I think it works really nicely from Vilva. Vilva has asked, would you like to continue working on Crayload, or do you feel like you're like happy now? It's like finished product, cool. Or do you think there's more to come with Crayload in the future?
I'd love to keep updating it and adding more to it. I think the shop could be more adventurous. I would love the shop to be themed to each map. So maybe when you're on Neon City, you have a plasma cannon. Maybe when you're on Wild West, you have different themed weapons, so dynamite, or maybe on Mall, you can shoot hot dogs and they explode. I think the shop has a lot of potential where you can add those crazy items, especially on seasonal events as well. You can add, I don't know, something launches a Santa and explodes. Explosions! I want more explosions. Can't get enough of them.
Eliza, you writing this all down, like the exploding Santas and hot dog bombs? No, I'm not writing it down.
It's already in production.
It's too late.
Rubik's gonna kill me. It's not. But no, I'd love to keep updating it. I think that's key to any great game, is to keep updating it, because there's so many games now that I can think of that have been going for 10 plus years. I see Minecraft, World of Warcraft, GTA. Still waiting for GTA.
Oh my god! My favorite meme recently was someone saying like woken up, they've gone through traveled through time, or been cryo frozen, and they wake up and they're like, "What year is it?" And then they turn. There's a sign on the store that says Skyrim released today, and then they turn and they go, "What year is it?" I was laughing for a very long time at that. I thought it was very good. Well, yeah, I won't take much longer. It is, I was hoping to finish at like 8:30, but I don't want to keep you on for too long. Thank you so much, Rubik, Luke, and Eliza, for coming along to the stream today. It's really, really awesome to chat to you. Play Crayload. I think it's really awesome. I have nothing but glowing reports. I'm sure people would love to also give you feedback for little things that they found. It's always good to get that kind of community feel with this kind of stuff. Is that they want your game to be as good as it can be as well. So it's that really nice back and forth. So I hope you will stay in the Discord and be chatting back and forth. We'd love to see you there. It's really awesome to have you. But thank you for all your answers. It's really insightful and really awesome. Hopefully we'll be having more news about what the next stages of Liftoff will be and where that looks. And I hope people see that as a really exciting thing that they can sort of get into. And thank you, Jogo, for all those lovely questions. I think you didn't feel too interrogated, no?
No. It was great. It was really nice to
say yes. We can fire him. It's fine.
No, it's good.
No, yeah. Thank you so much. Have you got any last words before we disappear today?
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you to the creative team. Thank you to our team that worked on it, and thanks to the big shout out to the community for watching this and all your lovely feedback. It's what makes our games better. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. It's been great fun. Yeah. And I'm very much excited to see what the future holds for Crater.
Awesome.
Looking forward to see everyone else's awesome creations as well. It's going to be great.
Me too. Awesome. Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, folks, for joining us and giving us such an amazing game. We're really excited by it. And I'm going to be playing it a lot as well. I know I am. And at one point, I'm going to get good at it.
See you in 2034.
Then AJ will just shoot me.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching the stream. I hope this has been great, and we'll see you all soon. Exciting. Like I said, the first teasers for the new season will be coming tomorrow. Keep an eye on all our socials for that. Thanks once again to Ziax for coming on stream, and we will see you all very soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.